Well, hello everyone and welcome to this Fox 43 Sports Special, The Big 33, more than a football classic. I'm Todd Sadowski.
And I'm Andrew Callista. For the next 30 minutes, we are going to show you why this annual All-Star football game is one of the most anticipated gatherings of high school football talent every single year.
We will also showcase the other parts of this event that make it an incredible community partnership surrounding 4 quarters of football.
Absolutely. It's always been celebrated as much more than a football game. That's why we want to detail what makes the Big 33 more than a football classic.
And it starts with the football, of course, and the overwhelming amount of players with NFL and Hall of Fame talent. The Big 33, famous for being the Super Bowl of high school all-star games. This game started in 1957, the Super Bowl in 67. There's never been a Super Bowl without an alumni of the Big 33 on one of the rosters.
Then there's everything else about the Big 33 game and its extensive list. The cheerleaders, the buddy program, the commitment from the coaches all across the state, support for the military with special presentations during pregame, and free admission for active military and veterans, parents, and host families.
Well, let's kick things off with the kickoff and first half highlights. It's Team Pennsylvania versus Team Maryland, and it's a good one. Played on Sunday night of Memorial Day weekend at Bishop McDevitt High School.
Hey, yo, P on me, P on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, let's shake hands and get going with this edition of the Big 33, the 2023 version, a true classic. Keystone State's opening drive, Dallastown's Kenny Johnson gets into the action early and often. Dig route open, moves the chains. Later on the drive, Team PA loves this. Jameel Perryman from McKeesport dodges a couple of tacklers in the hole, off to the house, 52 yards. It's 7-zip Pennsylvania, and he celebrates with the buddy. Second quarter, Johnson back in the action. Kenny Cool's just uncoverable as he hauls in the fade. Nothing comes of the drive. We remain at 10-7, home team. Maryland's next possession, Harrisburg's Terrell Reynolds with a monster hit on defense. It forces a punt, and that's huge when you consider who's back to return. Sincere Smith from Westinghouse fields the punt, has Harrisburg's Amir Jones in front as he cuts back, and after 66 yards, he falls in. Pennsylvania up 17-7, and it appears the lead might shrink before the break, but Maryland comes up shy of the goal line after the catch. Defense holds. It's a 10-point lead for Pennsylvania at the half.
And that was huge because second half, Pennsylvania sidelines in a good mood after a Maryland score by Bryce Cox to make it 17-14. There's Kenny Johnson back to work in motion. But wait, my man Kenny, perfect use of a decoy, and it's Perryman on the keeper. Bishop McDevitt's Riley Robel with the pancake block springs them 43 yards out at the 2. You saw Robel's block. That is big time. That is getting it done. Still in the third, crab cakes in football. That's what Maryland does. A big drive ends with that Sean Williams 4-yard scamper. Nice moves, makes it 24-20 after a missed PAT. Maryland sideline happy. In the fourth, they love to see Sean Johnson puts his head down and gets in. Their sideline's crazy, up 27-24. Later in the fourth, PA needs a stop. Damian Jacobs from Westchester Ruston. Monster hit on Johnson allows PA to get the ball back. Who are the Keystoners going to go to? Kenny Johnson, of course. Crossing route. Turn and burn, Kenny. Down the sidelines, but it gets called back at the 15 for unnecessary roughness. You got to do it again. Next play, Colin O'Sullivan looks to his right, drops it on a dime to who? Kenny Johnson. Fantastic grab. That is the game winner with just over a minute left. 31-27. Johnson celebrates on the sidelines with the cheerleaders and also his high school coach. 169 yards on 9 catches for the Wildcat alum.
I mean, I just scored the previous play, and it got called back. And my man came up to me, he apologized. I said, hey, it's up to God now, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make a play. We're going to go down. And Coach drew me up a play, and I said, hey, I got you. So, I mean, great competitors on that side. They got a lot of good guys that's going to do a lot of good things at the next level. And, man, I'm just blessed to be here.
Kenny rewarded with the MVP for Team PA. What a game for the Dallastown alum as he heads to Pitt University. What a night and great experiences for all of the players.
It's very fun, you know, getting to come around with these great group of guys from all around PA, being able to come into a team and build a bond and a connection and to come out here and get a win. It was a good experience, a good game, competitive game. Good luck to the Maryland side.
Best in the nation right here. Best in the nation right
That's
here.
my boy.
I had a lot of fun, throughout the week and just practicing with these guys. We built a lot of friendships and lasted a whole bunch of memories. So it was great to be in this game. I had a lot of fun.
Those reactions never change year after year. Players rave about their experience in this game, and that is because of everything that happens away from the field.
You know, the reason why we're all here, there's a lot more that goes into this game than just the plays on the field. Even if that was a pretty sick win for Pennsylvania, it's also a time for the cheerleaders to bring the spirit.
B-E-A-T, beat, B-M-T.
Now, these cheerleaders selected actually try out to earn a spot, but before they bring the spirit to the sidelines, you have to learn all the new cheers and practice as a team. It's an exciting time for this group as some try to keep the family tradition alive and be part of this historic game.
I've cheered all my life, and it's always been instilled in me that when I got to high school or senior, I would try out. My uncle, William Ferguson, was in the game, and my godfather, Steve Breston, was in the game. So I was like, why not me next?
It's exciting for these athletes, number one, mainly because they are athletes, and we put them through a rigorous tryout procedure. They have to earn their positions on this team, and I think that's important when you look across the state of Pennsylvania and even into Maryland from past years to get the best athletes to represent our state. That's what they're doing in football, and that's what we want to do in the cheerleading organization too.
Yeah, great turnout for the cheer squad from every corner of the Commonwealth. It's a process to make the squad, so well done, ladies.
A staple of the Big 33 experience is their buddy program. Kids with special needs get their moment to shine in the spotlight right alongside their favorite players. The buddies certainly have their fun in the process. Coming up after the break, why their support and care is so meaningful to the entire Big 33 landscape. These aren't just any fans at the Big 33. Exciting times for the buddies of one of the biggest all-star games in the country. It's always a special day for them as they create lifelong bonds and play supporting roles for the future stars of the game. The Big 33 isn't just about the game. It's a dream for those that are a part of the buddy program. It's a chance for kids with special needs to be a part of the game day experience of a lifetime and shine in the process. Whether you're rooting for Team Maryland or Team Pennsylvania, the Big 33 experience is a fun one for the buddies. From the pregame introductions to cheering on their favorite players, the bonds are just special.
It's my man right here.
I always have fun meeting the players and stay in contact with them over the years. They got a laugh out of me just telling them jokes and having lunch with them and tossing the football.
Many buddies return year after year for the game. For some, they take it to the next level, like Matt Joyce, who's been manning the sidelines as a water boy for years.
I like to help them with water and Gatorade.
The Big 33 recognition just as meaningful to the buddies as it is the players. These relationships don't just last for a week, they last for a lifetime.
Since at least 2008, one of my buddies, Jordan Hill, he was my buddy and we stayed in contact over the years.
The Big 33 experience leaves a lasting impression on the buddies and players, sharing laughs and connecting through the game of football. The buddy experience continues to be a life-changing moment for everyone involved. Got to love that. The buddy program has been a staple of the Big 33 since 1985. Some buddies start out from as young as 5 years old and have continued to be buddies all the way through their adult years.
The Big 33 game has called Bishop McDevitt High School home for the past few years, and the Crusaders head coach Jeff Wechter knows a thing or two about what it takes to win on that field. But Wechter wasn't as concerned with a Team PA win this year because he was busy being honored on the field.
Over the years, the Big 33 game has seen elite talent, but there have been some elite coaches helping develop those players. Only a select few of them will enter the Pennsylvania Scholastic Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame. This year, 5 more names were inducted, including Bishop McDevitt's Jeff Wechter. It's an honor he couldn't have imagined when he started out as a head coach at Lebanon Catholic.
They had the state's longest losing streak at 6 years, and you know, my first year, we extended that to 7 years, so I would have thought there's no way I'd ever be here.
Wechter will be the first to admit that even when he applied for the opening at Bishop McDevitt, it was a bit of a Hail Mary.
In year 3 and 4, we give them their first back-to-back winning seasons in 30 years. Some jobs open, I applied for them, and you know, this job opened, I applied for it, and you know, again, I was very surprised that I got the job, and Been here 25 years since.
Whether it was at 2200 Market Street or One Crusader Way, he has won, including his first state championship last season, which even after all that time in coaching, came with some new territory.
You don't realize how much work is after the state championship, ordering rings. You know, during your banquet, we went down to the Capitol and got recognized by both the state Senate and the state House of Representatives. Dauphin County commissioners had us down. Bishop had us over at the diocese.
The Hall of Fame honor means so much to Coach Wechter because the PSFCA has helped create connections that mean so much to him.
Lance Dean's doing a great job over at Central Dauphin East, and Jesse Shea has been doing a great job at Red Lion. And you know, Jesse goes back to those Lebanon Catholic roots. I coached him at Lebanon Catholic, and then he joined my staff here. I mean, that's what you do it for. You know, wins and losses are nice. This Hall of Fame is nice. The state championship real nice, but in the end, that's what really matters, is the relationships you build.
And if you think for a second that after a state title and now a Hall of Fame honor, that Coach Wechter is ready to hang up his whistle, think again.
It takes a lot away from your family. You know, my wife has been awesome, but we kind of worked some things around, and you know, from January until the end of March, I went home almost every day after school, and spent some time with my wife that, you know, it was nice. So as long as I can continue that, I think I'm going to coach a couple more years because I really do enjoy it. And I really do enjoy helping the kids out.
Coach Wechter has helped 7 Crusaders reach the NFL ranks, and that number could grow with some recent players recruited to play at the Division I level.
Thank you, Alex. What a great honor to Coach Wechter, and congratulations to all of this year's inductees into the Hall of Fame. Coming up, Big 33 alum Bo Orlando, the former Berwick standout and NFL player, served as this year's honorary chairman of the Big 33 Classic. We had a chance to speak with Bo about the game, how it helps prepare kids for life after football. That is all coming up in just a bit. Welcome back. Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Rocket Ismail, Ty Law, Ben Roethlisberger. Those are just a handful of the former players that have served as honorary chairman for the Big 33. This year, it's former NFL safety Bo Orlando. I caught up with Bo before kickoff, where I had the chance to ask him about the advice he has for today's young players and how important the Big 33 Football Classic was to his career.
It was very important. You know, the first time you got to meet guys from other schools, see what they're like, your rivals. You know, you got some great friends. I played with guys with and against in college, and I played with and against guys in the NFL. So that's a pretty special treat.
They say it's a game that sticks with you well past the final score of this one. Do you still remember this game in all your endeavors now as being an athletic director in the state of Pennsylvania?
Well, when I played the last year, we had it in Johnstown. It was the last year they played East and West. They went through a few years going East and West, and then they started playing, I guess, Ohio. And then they played Maryland and went back and forth. So it was a little East and West, but there was a grudge because there was definitely a, bragging rights in every year. The single A, double A, triple A is, who had the bragging rights, who won more, the East or the West football. So it was very special. And there was a little bragging rights when you get to school, when you play with some guys, when you run into some guys. So it was a good bragging too.
What is your advice to the kids that are going to put the helmet on and represent their state, Maryland or Pennsylvania?
Well, what I told them here, it's more than just football. Coach Curry was my legendary coach of Pennsylvania, and Coach Curry, what his goal was, we learned football and he taught us everything, but the way up to there and the way things he did, he taught us how to be young men. And then, like I told these guys, stay in your community, stay doing things. The buddy things, the buddy process that they did yesterday here with the special kids, and when they brought the veterans in with the bikers, and the guy told a story about Memorial Day, like that's what it's about. That's what football, it creates so many opportunities. Football has created me so many opportunities that I'm so grateful for, but there's life after football, and it's going to end for some of these guys. And I wish some of these guys would go on to the NFL, but in majority with the stats, it's not going to happen. So have a back plan. Stay tuned with your communities, with your alumni. Go to all the things. Always be grateful. Never forget where you come from.
Want to thank Bo for taking the time. Always great to catch up with former Berwick Bulldog, and could not agree more about never forgetting where you came from. And every year we hear stories about former Big 33 alums from Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Ohio still keeping in touch with those that they met at the Classic.
The Big 33 football game has had many eras over the year. Team Maryland has now solidified itself as the main opponent from Team Pennsylvania. Many players have come through the program as Team Maryland is excited to build on this historic rivalry. After a stint in the 1990s, Team Maryland resurfaced in 2013 as the primary opponent to Team Pennsylvania in the Big 33 game. Many have sported the yellow and red helmet and do it with a sense of pride.
I came to a lot of games back in my day. I even had an opportunity to try out for the team when I was in high school, so it was just one of those things. I couldn't wait till the day I get the opportunity.
Maryland's last win came back in 2018 with a 9-6 victory over Pennsylvania. The state small in stature, but the effort to be a part of the team continues to rise.
All the kids who have decided not to play in the game are all watching this on Twitter and saying, hey, I want to represent Team Maryland. So it's growing. Pennsylvania has a long tradition where every kid in Pennsylvania wants to play in this game. It's starting to show up in Maryland.
The number of players to choose from may not be as big as Pennsylvania, but still a handful of talented players are on display year after year. And for the ones chosen, they look at it as a huge honor.
I've been playing this game since I was young. So being considered one of the best in Maryland and being able to represent that is a big deal for me.
Playing in the NFL is, of course, the goal for many young stars. Team Maryland's alumni, a large part of the program, serving as role models for the next generation.
A lot of our kids are now playing in the NFL that have represented Team Maryland at Big 33. It's a great opportunity to showcase what kind of great football we have in Maryland.
The Super Bowl has never been played without a Big 33 representative, and that includes players from the Team Maryland side.
You have all these great people that have played in this game over the years. It's unbelievable. It's the Super Bowl of high school football. You know, again, they tout every year. There hasn't been a Super Bowl played without alumnus in this game, and it will continue and continue and continue.
The groundwork has been laid, and now it's all up to the players to add to the legacy of the Big 33 and the state.
We hope the kids will start flocking to us, and we'll do our timeline, have our tryout, and then we'll be back here again Memorial Day next year. We want the kids to have a great experience. Win or lose, you know, playing in this game makes them a better person in life. Yeah, thanks, Evan. Elite athletes are all over the field for this game. Before players for Team Pennsylvania are allowed to walk on the practice field, all of them undergo mandatory heart screenings. When we come back, why the game's organizers are adamant about the tests and how it benefits these young athletes. You're watching our Fox 43 Sports Special, the Big 33, more than a football classic. Well, sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 killer of young athletes. NFL player and Big 33 alumni Damar Hamlin survived a scary situation in the middle of a game back in January. The Big 33 has been working with the Peyton Walker Foundation and have made heart screenings mandatory for Team Pennsylvania. Now, heart screenings and Hamlin's near-death experience will help prevent future deaths. It happened in early January in Cincinnati. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest on the field. The medical staff acted quickly and saved his life. In Pennsylvania, the reaction was also swift. Doors that were previously closed to the Peyton Walker Foundation were suddenly wide open.
I felt like for years I was just that nagging mom who stood on my soapbox and preached about the prevalence of sudden cardiac arrest, that it can happen to anybody.
It didn't just happen to anybody. It happened to an elite athlete at the peak of his physical condition. The foundation's message busted through.
We have honestly been inundated since January with AED requests. People want to make sure that there are defibrillators where their kids play and practice sports. There's been so much pressure and so much demand for the services that we provide.
Heart screenings are one of the main services the foundation provides. They work with the Big 33 to screen every member of Team Pennsylvania before they're cleared to practice and play in the game.
The idea is to detect these abnormalities before they become a significant problem, and then put a plan in place so that the athlete could potentially participate, but do so in a safe manner.
Nowadays, with the game, it's all about player safety. You want to make sure that the players and the athletes are always safe no matter what they're doing and everything. So I think it's really important, and that's a great thing that they were doing that.
Hamlin is a PA guy, played at Central Catholic, and was actually a member of the Big 33 in 2016. He's unknowingly made a massive impact on the game off the field.
My dad has AFib and a heart condition that I've actually, on a personal level, had to, see and relate to. It's something I'm familiar with, so I definitely understand the seriousness of it.
2% of those screened need a follow-up. About 1% of those may have a problem that limits their physical activity. The foundation has given away over 500 automatic external defibrillators in central Pennsylvania. They simply can't keep up with the new demand.
Every quarter we review the applications, and typically we'd have 15 applications. This first quarter we just got over 60 applications for AEDs. We would love to fulfill every one of those requests, but the biggest thing that holds us back is financing. We don't want luck to be, how the roll of the dice and hope that our kids are going to be okay. We can do better than that.
And about 250 people go through a heart screening at a Peyton Walker Foundation event. They're also taught how to perform CPR and use an AED.
Valuable life-saving information that the players and everyone could put to use. That will wrap up this Fox 43 sports special. We hope you enjoyed the program and have a better understanding of why the Big 33 is more than a football classic.
For Andrew, Lindsay, Evan, and Alex, I'm Todd Sadowski. Thanks for watching, everyone.